Republican representative of California's 5th Congressional District, Tom McClintock, live from Washington, D.C. Good morning, Congress. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Jim. Thanks for having me.
Hey, I want to ask you about this. The California insurance market is crazy right now. We have home insurers that are pulling out, car insurance rates going through the roof. Is there anything that can be done to help consumers on the federal level?
Well, you've got to allow the market to work, and California doesn't. These insurance companies don't make money not selling people insurance. The reason they're pulling out of California is the premiums can no longer cover their risk. In order to restore that market, you've got to get the government out of the way and allow buyers and sellers to reach agreements among themselves.
And I wanted to ask you also, we did an investigation, Liz Gonzalez did it actually, that showed that Facebook has no way for consumers to really reach them with serious issues. Can anything be done about that and other social media companies at the federal level? Is that something that can be addressed by Congress at all?
Well, again, I would prefer to allow freedom to work and for consumers to make their own decisions in the marketplace rather than having them made for them by people in government. I've never understood this notion that somehow the people in government are so good at running their own lives that they're also entitled to run everybody else's. I know quite a few of them, and they're not.
This is something important that you're involved in. You had a bill pass the House floor this week in honor of a fallen Marine from our district who was killed in action in Iraq. Tell us about him.
Well, yeah, he was a fallen hero of Modesto, grew up in Modesto, was a great kid and a heroic soldier. He graduated the year that we were attacked on 9/11, immediately entered the Marines, distinguished himself brilliantly, but tragically was killed in Fallujah in 2004. So this is simply a way for the community to remember him and to draw inspiration from his sacrifice and courage.
Yesterday, President Biden signed an executive order shutting down the border once daily encounters stopped 2,500. Is that a step in the right direction, do you think?
Well, I think it's illusory only. First of all, he's admitting that for the last 3.5 years, he's had the full authority to secure our border, as President Trump did, and has chosen not to. Meanwhile, he's deliberately allowed 7 million illegal aliens into this country. That's a population the size of Tennessee, our 15th largest state with 9 congressional districts. But his order doesn't even take effect until and unless illegal border crossings reach 2,500 a day. That's not closing the barn door, that's permanently propping it open. But also, it turns out it's not binding and doesn't include illegal entries through ports of entry through the CBP One app, which are approaching 1 million. So it actually does very, very little, except admits he's been lying to us for the last 3.5 years. He has the authority to secure the border, as President Trump did. He's just chosen not to.
You also spoke out about the judiciary system on the House floor. Can you tell us about that?
Well, I'm very disturbed that we've crossed a very bright line in this country where we now have a president who is using his powers to put his opponent in jail. The travesty that occurred in Manhattan, which was spearheaded by the number 3 official in Biden's Justice Department, is an example of that. A politically biased judge, a politically corrupt prosecutor, and a contaminated jury pool. And that is a direct affront to the right of the American people, first of all, to equal justice under the law. This was not equal justice, and to make their own decisions in choosing a president.
All right, Congressman Tom McClintock, thank you for your time and joining us this morning, and great day. We'll be right back.